Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Huddle.
Where we talk about football.
Took a little break last week. I was away. We were busy. Whatever. A lot happened, though. And
Yeah.
that's part of the reason why we didn't record, because by the time we had an episode out, your favorite team may have traded away your favorite player, or they might have retired, signed a big deal somewhere else. So, yeah, took the week off. Last time we were here, Elijah won the prediction gauntlet. Congratulations,
Yes.
Elijah.
Thank you.
Still kind of mad about that. But today's playbook, we got NFL news, our favorite free agency move so far, the worst move of free agency, maybe the game, CPAC reacts, steel curtain session, and then a quick new session here for draft season. It's called On the Clock. Pretty self-explanatory. But it's about the Steelers. We will get into other teams later on, closer to the draft. NFL news, here we go. This happened last week, but Myles Garrett signs a 4-year, $160 million deal extension with the Cleveland Browns. I mean, I don't know. He took the bag over a championship, so
Yeah.
whatever. Whatever you think is more important. He said he wanted to win a Super Bowl and then saw the contract, so
I don't blame him.
yeah, that was last week, though. This week, somebody else. Well, at the time, he had the highest non-quarterback salary in the league. Just a few days ago, though, Cincinnati signed Jamar Chase to a 4-year, $161 million deal, making him the highest non-paid quarterback player, and then signed T. Higgins to a 4-year, $115 million deal. Texans extend Derek Stingley Jr. to a 4-year, $90 million deal, making him the highest paid corner ever. And Brandon Graham retires from the NFL.
Very sad. Very sad.
It's a very, very good career.
Yeah.
Very good career. And then, of course, I know this happened, but it's not even on the script, just off the top of my head. Kenny Pickett. He's a Cleveland Brown. That's pretty crazy.
Yes.
The little, I guess, bias I have towards him is very, very small now.
All right. Hey,
Part
and
of
you
me
know,
is still a Pitt Panther supporting him, but I don't know how much more.
you know what's even more important is the preseason legend Dorian Thompson-Robinson is
got
a Philadelphia Eagle. So,
Oh, and I guess last thing for the news, teams or Patriots are offering Joe Milton up for a 3rd-round pick.
wow.
Drafted him as a 6th. Has he done enough to earn himself a 3 draft round jump? Absolutely not. They'd be lucky if they get him for a 5th. I feel like that's probably a steal for them.
Yeah.
But whatever. Elijah, what's your favorite free agency move so far?
Mine is the DK Metcalf trade to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They needed a wide receiver, and they got a wide receiver. And then they immediately paid him too, which is cool. And it was for what, a 2nd and a 5th, so not even that bad.
No, it was 2nd, and I think we swapped 6th and 7th.
Yeah, right.
So.
Yep. So I think that was probably one of the better moves this offseason. Yeah.
All right. Mine is Devontae Adams to the Los Angeles Rams, signed 2-year, $23 million deal. I think that's a bargain for a player that I don't think is still, like, I don't think he's bad. I still think he's got a decent amount left in the tank. I think he'll be able to just play football now without worrying about Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball. Matt Stafford's obviously a very experienced quarterback. So I like the move. I think him and Puka will match up well. And there's a yawn. Yeah, I would say that's my favorite free agency move, signing wise. So
I like it. Let's talk about the worst move now.
there's only one correct answer.
Yeah, there really is. Dan Moore to the Titans on a 4-year, $82 million deal. Basically, paying a guy to let people walk around him. He had an okay season, nothing
No, he
insane.
let up the most sacks
Yeah,
for the time he played this past year in the NFL. He's awful. Tennessee fans have fun because, he's terrible. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Let's go on to. Do we want to do the game, or should we just save that for
Why
another
not?
time? Oh, game. All right, we'll do.
Let's do it. Here we go. You got a team.
1 second. All right, I'm ready.
I got a team. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Browns. Oh, Larry Ogunjobi. Larry Ogunjobi.
Yeah. Okay. Why can I actually not think of anybody?
You're just not good.
Whatever. You do the countdown because I'm ahead. Go ahead.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Jets.
Colts. Colts.
It's Colts.
Joe Flacco. Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Okay. 3.
Oh wait, no.
You're not ready?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right.
No.
3. Nope.
No.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
3, 2, 1. Panthers.
Packers. Oh my gosh.
Funches. Devin Funches.
No, I was literally gonna say him, dude. I could not think. I literally sent you a reel today.
I know.
With him.
I wouldn't have remembered it unless
so
your
bad.
reaction jogged the memory for me. So thank you for that. All right.
I was gonna say Julius Peppers too.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I have his card. That's the card that came to my mind too. Wow. All right. Well. Oh wait, it's first of 3, not best of 3. Okay.
Yeah.
That sucks. Okay, there we go.
All right. 3.
I don't know why we keep on doing that. Saying the other person's team.
Yeah, it's definitely not gonna happen this round. 3, 2, 1. Eagles.
Bills.
Oh. LaShawn McCoy. There we go.
Cool. Great.
Ooh.
You're up like 3-1. I don't even know.
Yeah, isn't it best?
No, maybe 3-2.
Oh yeah.
4-2.
I'm 4. No, I'm definitely 4.
4 the 2?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, well, we're not going to do CPAX Reacts in a minute. Talk about it, whatever you want. Elijah, you can start.
Okay.
What's happening this offseason up in Green Bay?
Yeah, so our biggest move is definitely Nate Hobbs for the from the Raiders. I think that's a great pickup for us. I'm actually pretty happy. I know we kind of had a slow free agency, and I wasn't really looking after I saw like all the other like receivers go. I was like, all right, this is gonna be a sucky free agency. But we also signed a guard, and I always forget his name, but I'm gonna find it real quick. Oh yeah, Aaron Banks. And we signed him to a 4-year contract. I mean, I don't know if he was worth what we gave him, but we did need a guard pretty bad, so we can't be too mad. We also re-signed Brandon McManus to a 3-year contract, so that was pretty good. And we re-signed Isaiah McDuffie. And then we also got, just today, Mecole Hardman, another Packers wide receiver signing that they seem to do every year. Like Devin Funchess, Sammy Watkins. It's like that guy who was good on another team. They went to another team and sucked, but then we want to go and get them again because we think they're still going to be good, and they aren't. So they're going to get like 2 catches in the whole season.
Who's
probably
getting
get injured.
cut then or traded?
Who's getting traded?
Yeah, or cut.
Well, probably Mecole Hardman.
Or do you think he's just going to be a special teams guy?
I mean, yeah, maybe just a special teams guy. But I mean, I don't see him being a starter over Watson, Dobbs, or Reed, or even Wicks.
Bo Melton?
Bo Melton? No, not even Bo Melton. He's a good receiver.
Okay.
We just.
I was going to say, I've been saying this for like a year or two now. Trade Watson.
Yeah, I agree.
He's honestly not that good.
Yeah, I imagine he'll be gone probably by the trade deadline or by next season. He's not that good. He has some good catches and some good games. It's just it's not consistent enough. He also has injury problems, so I'll be fine if we get rid of him. I'll be fine if we decide to keep him too. But I do just really like the young receiving core that we have, and I get that we need like a number one receiver, but I still think Romeo Dobbs is a number one receiver. I think Jaden Reed could be a number one receiver.
I don't know about Reed.
Anyway, I would give him probably like a C plus or a B minus on this offseason so far, just because they haven't done much. But they did meet some needs that we definitely have with Nate Hobbs and and we also did not re-sign Eric Stokes, which I'm actually happy about. So I'm stoked about it.
All right, moving on. Seattle. I had a very, very rough week last week.
Oh man,
very, very rough week.
it got better though, right?
It did get a lot better. So the first three moves, it's an F minus for the Seahawks. They cut Tyler Lockett, traded Geno Smith, trade DK Metcalf, although I'm very happy about where Metcalf landed. And then they end up signing Sam Darnold, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Cooper Kupp. So here's I don't even know. Do you think I want to know your opinion. Do you think the offense got better or worse?
Your offense?
Yeah.
Worse. By far worse. Or if no, actually, I would just say the same. Like I don't think anything happened. You just got a quarterback who basically is the same thing as Geno Smith. You got a receiver who's been consistent throughout his career, who's a little bit older.
Getting towards the end of it, right?
Yeah, who's getting a little bit older. You have Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's a great receiver.
Who now should have a disgusting year.
Should, yeah. And yeah, I mean, I just feel like your team's exactly the same.
It depends who they draft. If they get Golden or somehow get McMillan, I think.
I don't even know that they draft a receiver. I don't know if they draft a receiver first round.
Though. I think they do. If they don't draft O-line, which I think they should. But
I mean,
if they don't,
they might give Jake Bobo a chance. I don't feel like he's a bad receiver.
I wouldn't be mad at that, but they need depth.
Yeah.
At some point. Okay, so who are you taking, Cooper Kupp or DK Metcalf?
I would take DK Metcalf though.
Right now, current.
Yeah, right now for sure.
Okay. Are you taking Tyler Lockett and let's just say Matthew Gold, or we'll keep it roster wise? Lockett or Jake Bobo?
Lockett or Jake Bobo? I would take Lockett.
Yeah. And obviously Jason doesn't change. So your opinion is that the offense got worse but didn't change.
Nah, I would just say it got the same. Like literally, I don't feel like it changed at all.
No, it was just
just slightly declined with without DK and
it's it's different.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like they're cleaning the house out.
It's a soft rebuild. It's not an incomplete rebuild. It's a soft. rebuild.
But why would you? I understand the moves they made, but then it's like you really didn't do anything that put you in position to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like I said. It's just a soft rebuild. You're not completely trying to rebuild your entire team. You're filling in pieces.
Trying to fit some pieces together.
Yeah, because I feel like
that's all they need to win the division.
Yeah.
At this point, it's not even Super Bowl. It's, hey, if we can win the division at 9-8.
Yeah.
Because the Niners are in purgatory right now. Yeah. Cardinals are always just whatever. Yeah. And the Rams,
well, they might be
we never know with them, right? Yeah. So, who knows? I'm not mad. I mean, I'm really sad about Lockett. I'm not really mad about Geno. If he went to Pitt, it's a different story. But honestly, not mad about it. That's the other thing. Like, I don't know who I'd rather have, Geno or Sam Darnold.
I would rather have Geno only because he's proven more so far. I mean, Darnold's only had one good season in his career. So,
meanwhile, Geno really didn't have a good season in his career, and they took a risk on him. So
yeah, that's true.
This is what I'm actually going to be curious about, though. was it the receiving core that Sam Darnold had that made him good?
Well, I mean, you could say the same thing about Geno Smith. I
Right.
mean,
So I'm going to see now. Hey, can Cooper Cup, an aging Cooper Cup, and a hopefully soon prime JSN with a who knows what third wide receiver and a Noah Fant, you
it,
know, can we see who Sam Darnold truly is? Is it going to be
yeah,
Jets Darnold, or is it going to be Panthers Darnold, or are we going to see flashes of the Vikings Darnold? So I'm
yeah,
excited, but once again, at the older I get, the more focused I become on the Steelers, and the more like
true, same.
I don't
I
know.
I just feel like for me, like the Steelers are more interesting.
Absolutely,
Every year they're
because
interesting.
Lord knows what goes on an average day at Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like the Seahawks team that obviously you could call me a bandwagon. It's just I liked Russ and they were good.
Yeah, I wouldn't call you a bandwagon. I would just say that that's the team you grew up on. So
Or
seeing
like
it all
yeah, I grew up on the
disappear
Steelers, but
changes.
like the team that like yeah I liked watching. It's not really there anymore. So
Yeah, I mean that's similar to me. Like Aaron Rodgers, Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb. There's,
right,
I don't know that there's a. Yeah, there are some players left from Aaron Rodgers, so I guess I wouldn't say that. But
like
um,
Kenny Clark for you.
yeah, he'll be gone though eventually, pretty soon.
Yeah,
And then Rashawn Gary is kind of left from there. Jair, but they're all futures are probably close to an end in Green Bay.
because it was like
Unfortunately.
DK was an end of an era basically. Gino was definitely an end of an era,
Mm,
and Tyler Lockett was obviously an end of
yeah,
a legacy.
yeah,
So, yeah,
yeah. It's
interesting, but we'll
for
see what
sure.
happens over there in the West. All
And
right.
the North.
Yeah, in the North. Speaking of North, AFC North, best team
Yep.
in the AFC North is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we go.
Steelers.
Here we go.
Rudolph's gonna lead us to a Super Bowl.
Or the North Pole.
Nah.
Steelers bring back Mason Rudolph. Listen, dude, I don't know why people hate it. He's
I
not going to start. Like,
I think
he's
so.
not starting unless he needs to. Unless we pull some BS in the draft and he is our starter. But he's a backup. He's a serviceable, proven backup. Why are you hating? I don't get it. I like Rudolph. I'm happy. I still have the jersey. I'm happy. Whatever. It's cool. I'm happy. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. I'm happy too. I actually am really excited because if he's anything like he was 2 years ago in the last few games of the season with DK Metcalf and George Pickens, I mean, how can you not be excited about that? As long as our O line holds up, which I feel like we're going to be a lot better this year, um, I don't see why there's any reason to be nervous. So obviously he kind of didn't do much in Tennessee, but yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is the run game now, which we
So
can
that's
talk
what I
about.
wanted to talk about, right?
Yeah,
Najee Harris is the Charger.
he
I'm
is.
I'm very sad.
Me too.
I think we're all going to realize what Najee was for us once he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's weird now. Like Chargers, I don't know, man. They might be cooking something up.
Maybe.
Um, just hope they're not going to waste Justin Herbert. You know.
Yeah, I don't think they would.
Nah.
I like Harbaugh. Yeah.
Anyways, so this is where I'm at, right, with the Steelers. Okay, you let your number one back walk. You bring in Kenneth Gainwell, who is another receiving elusive back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you bring in a debatable top 10 receiver in the league. Top 15, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are we moving into a pass first offense? Is that the change that Tomlin might have been talking about? Or am I just crazy?
I can't see it as that because like Arthur Smith was like his thing was the run offense. I mean Derrick Henry I mean, that was the whole thing. But well, I will say because when he had Ryan Tannehill, Ryan Tannehill was killing it though, in Tennessee when he was there with AJ Brown. So maybe it is turning into a pass first. But I just feel like it's so weird that they would get rid of Najee Harris when I feel like he fits the Arthur Smith scheme really well.
Right.
But I think that it's hard to say it's a pass first because we don't have a quarterback really other than Mason Rudolph. But I mean, again, I think he's going to be fine. But like, that's not he's definitely wasn't a top 32. I wouldn't even say a top 32 quarterback in the league last year. So
No.
um, if you bring in Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson back,
But
maybe that's a
or
different story.
once again, draft a guy. Like, if you're bringing in an elusive running back duo, it makes me think, don't you want a more elusive? Like, I can't see Kenneth Gainwell, Jalen Warren, and Aaron Rodgers as a trio in the backfield. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I
Yeah,
don't understand how you can mix those three together and expect to win.
yeah. Well,
With Arthur Smith.
I imagine there would be a running back in the draft that we're gonna get.
I would
Um,
take Ollie Gordon. I
yeah,
want
I
him in
was
the third
thinking
round.
Ollie Gordon, Cam Scatabo, maybe. Who's the guy? I can't remember, but I'll bring it up in a second.
Where's he from?
I can't even remember. Some blue team.
Hampton?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah,
UNC?
yeah, him too. I think would be. I would be fine with.
Yeah. We could even get, what's his name? I don't know. Maybe not ETN. Is he going to the draft?
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
Trevor Etienne.
ETN. I mean, this list that I sent you earlier: Genty, Henderson, Scatabo,
Yeah.
Judkins, Giddens, Harvey, Hampton, ETN.
The issue is, right, these guys are all going to go in the second, maybe the third.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Maybe
depending
even
on
the
what we
first.
do in the first, influences what we do in the third.
Yeah,
Because we don't have a second. So,
right. Unless we trade with our trade. Maybe. I don't know if we would trade back into the second, but
probably not.
yeah.
I don't know. My thing is fire Arthur Smith because I don't want him on the team anyways. Um, and make it a pass. Like switch it up a little bit, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Change some things around.
the thing
So
I would say about it being still a run offense is DK Metcalf is a good blocking. He's huge. He's a good blocking receiver.
Pickens is too when he wants to block.
Right.
Like
Um,
we need to tell Pickens you're not blocking. Just go headhunt a guy. Just go hit a guy, and
yeah.
we'll pay you.
Right. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's really odd that they did not bring Najee Harris back. I mean, it's not that odd because it was kind of like we kind of knew that was going to happen, but I still
Right.
think it's dumb that you would not bring back Najee Harris, and maybe just Najee didn't want to come back too. So that could be a reason because I'm pretty sure he took less money at the Chargers than he did that we
Right.
were willing to pay him. So
And we offered Justin Fields a very similar contract. He just chose the Jets over us. So,
yeah, that's understandable
what's
too.
your reaction on that, Justin Fields?
I'm sad for sure because I thought he would be a great, well, not a great quarterback, but I feel like he would be good for us if we just given him a chance. And
Yeah, I'm upset too. But why can't you blame him?
you can't. I mean,
Struggled for 4 years, so he knows. Or was it three?
3 years. Yeah,
Three. Sat half of his fourth year, so he knows, hey, I can't sit forever. I cannot wait for a team
yeah,
to say, oh, I want a 35 plus year old to fight it out with me in preseason. No, I want a bag.
hmm
I want to go play football. Oh, look, Garrett Wilson, he's a great teammate of mine, great friend of mine. Let me go to New York.
yeah. And they brought
They're
back
start there.
they brought back Josh Myers, his center in college, who played for the
Yeah,
Packers. They brought or they have Ruckert or whatever his name is, his tight end. So familiar guys on the team. And he's guaranteed the starting position. I'm pretty sure. So
as of right now, yeah. So
um, I don't
I
see
don't
why
blame
not.
him
Yeah,
at all. I'm upset, but because like, what is the front office thinking? Because we make moves like trading for DK, But then you're over here deciding on Aaron Rodgers, Russell
I
Wilson, and then a young, still has a high ceiling, high potential, very athletic quarterback. And you're like, I don't know, a senile old man.
I feel like you
That
got to give Rodgers some credit though. He wasn't all that terrible last
he
year,
wasn't terrible this past
and
year.
yeah,
But
I think it's just for me. It's just the personality. Like I don't want that. We already got
no,
too many personality issues. But I mean,
let's come back to
28.
this in 1 second.
Okay,
I just want to read off the rest of our signings real quick, and we'll go right back to Aaron Rodgers. Ben
sure.
Skoronek's on the team. Scotty Miller, we re-signed him. We talked
Nice.
about Parham. Restructured Cole Holcomb's contract. We got Malik Harrison, inside
Loudermilk.
linebacker. What's up?
We got Loudermilk back.
Yeah, ladder back as well. Juan Thornhill, which I'm excited about. I think he'll be a solid backup with Deshaun Elliott and Minka Fitzpatrick. We should also sign or
Desmond Ridder.
draft Donovan McMillan.
Or, yeah, Desmond.
We signed Brandon Echols, Cole, if he can be a role player, just a depth player. In the secondary, he's a corner, and then Darius Slay we signed as well. I would not be surprised if this is just another Pat Pete, but we'll see. Hopefully, we draft a guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Back to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. You saw what Aaron Rodgers wanted in New York. He wanted that guy. He wanted this guy. He wanted that dude. He wanted this coach. He wanted things this way and that way. He wanted it surrounded around him.
Yeah.
He has maybe one good year left in him in the NFL. Why on earth are you even considering a guy who is telling you I'll make a decision on my own time, who is mulling between 3 other teams, who is mulling between retirement and playing next season, and you're trying to get out of the bridge quarterback gap, and you're trying to find yourself a real quarterback that's going to sustain you more than 1.5 seasons, and you're looking at Aaron Rodgers as still a viable option. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, you have to understand he is a 4-time MVP and a Super Bowl champion, and Mike Tomlin loves him, and I guess that's about it. But I mean, that's really their only option left too.
What does that mean? Does that mean we sign Julio Jones because he's balled out his whole career and he's been to a Super Bowl? No.
Well, I mean, he hasn't won 4 MVPs or a Super Bowl, so.
But this isn't 2016 Aaron Rodgers.
Sure, I can't.
This isn't 2019 Aaron Rodgers. This is 2025. Achilles torn, darkness retreat, played okay on the Jets. Literally could be less than 16 months away from retirement. Aaron Rodgers.
Right, but
so what is the point of bringing him in? Why would you bring in Aaron Rodgers over a Russell Wilson at that point?
Okay, well, that is crazy to me.
I know we're going in. Yeah, that is going to start another 2-hour argument between the two of us.
Yeah, no, Russell Wilson is not a better option than Aaron Rodgers.
I think he is.
I don't think so.
Aaron Rodgers would walk in and he would kill the locker room. Kill it.
Russell Wilson would kill the locker. He already did. They don't like him in there. That's already been established. So I don't think. And Aaron Rodgers, they talk about Aaron Rodgers being a locker room guy, though. It's just his like.
So ratting out your own wide receiver after you quote unquote ran the wrong route.
Yeah, but
I mean, locker room guy.
Right? No, you're right. You're right about that. But also,
being a crybaby is a locker room guy.
No, I mean it's not. But I mean, Russell Wilson didn't do a good job bringing the team together either. And I think if you have a winner,
he did. Listen, the city, the team, everybody, they loved Russ when we were winning.
Sure.
But
then we kept losing because we kept losing, and it was his fault. So
not all of it was his fault.
The good majority of it was.
Terrell Austin was a moron the second half of the season.
Right.
Injuries piled up.
Yeah, I still think Aaron Rodgers.
Justin Fields, was he going to win any of those 5 games? Maybe 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Aaron Rodgers, Would he have won any of those games? Maybe
Absolutely.
one or two of them. Should we have won any of those 5 games? Maybe one or two of them.
I don't think. I think you just have a big. I mean, I have a bias towards Aaron Rodgers too, and you have a bias towards Russell Wilson. But
Right.
I mean, statistically, I think Aaron Rodgers had a way better season, even if he was 5 in whatever the heck, however many games. It's just, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is, and I would say in his whole career, both of their careers, Aaron Rodgers was a better quarterback than Russell Wilson, and I don't think that's changed at all.
That's non-debatable.
Yeah,
And I will stand by that. Aaron Rodgers, I think Aaron Rodgers is closer to Tom Brady than Russell Wilson is closer to Aaron Rodgers.
okay.
And I do
Uh,
mean that. Russ was great. He hasn't stayed consistent enough in his older age, and Aaron Rodgers is older, producing more. But that does not mean we bring him in for one season. What does that do for us?
well, it gets you a bridge. I mean, Aaron Rodgers
What bridge, though?
to
We
another
tried a
quarterback.
bridge, and we didn't re-sign either of them.
Right, but we're gonna have to. I mean, realistically, we're gonna draft a quarterback, and if it's not this year, we're gonna draft one next year. So we might as well have a guy. If we're still, our goal is still win a playoff game and win a Super Bowl. So it's not to rebuild. We just got DK Metcalf, and we're making signings. So Aaron Rodgers has a Super Bowl win. He's a 4-time MVP player. He still had a good season last year. Not great, but I mean, good enough. Um, I just feel like it just makes more sense that you would want to go for this guy. And again, it's the only quarterback left. It's Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, and we already established Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback of the two. So you're gonna try to go for the better quarterback that's left in free agency, or you're stuck with Mason Rudolph, who has one playoff game experience, and it's a loss to the Bills, and they did horrible that game. So I just that to me that's the reason why you would want to go after. Even if he's old, he's still better than Zach Wilson. He's still better than I don't even know. I would say he's better than Drake May. He's better than Richard or Anthony Richardson. I'd say he's better than Joe Flacco. There are a lot of starting quarterbacks that Aaron Rodgers is better than. So I don't see why you wouldn't want to go after this guy. But other than his issues that are his darkness retreat crap and the fact that he won't pick a team right now, even though he's been given some great options, and he can't decide if he wants to retire or play for one of the three teams. And yeah, it is tiring. I understand Cam Hayward's point. If you want to be a Steeler, then you're going to be a Steeler. But if you don't want to be a Steeler, and you got to think about it, then you're not a Steeler. So, yeah, I don't. I'm going to say this. I don't want Aaron Rodgers on the team because of the personality stuff. But I would be fine if we did bring him, and I think he would do well, especially with DK and George Pickens. I don't see how you can lose with that.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with what you're saying for the most part. I especially agree with what you said at the end, that you don't want Aaron Rodgers. The only reason I would want Aaron Rodgers is if we drafted a quarterback. That's the thing. I would rather have a rookie quarterback start than Aaron Rodgers next season.
I wouldn't because of how bad it went last time. So
I think that Jackson's art is different than Kenny Pickett.
I don't at all. I think they're exactly the same.
I think they're similar in some ways, but why would you take a risk at 20th overall with Kenny Pickett and not take the risk at 21st overall with Jackson
I think
Dart?
that's exactly. I think you answered it right there. Is because they already took the risk on Kenny Pickett, so that's why you don't risk it on Jackson Dart.
The Broncos have spent 10 years looking for their quarterback. I think they found their one.
Right. I agree.
Commanders taken 10 years to find their quarterback. I think they found their one. The
Right.
Browns, they've taken 50 years. They're probably still going to take another 50 years until they find their quarterback, but they keep looking for one.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to take risks. Kenny Pickett didn't work out. Move on. Draft a guy this season.
Yeah,
And
I don't think drafting a guy is like I don't think that's the question. It's really about who and
the
when.
issue is we can't get a guy from another team right now.
Yeah,
We're not going to give up draft picks because we host the draft next year. We've been over this. The other
right.
thing too is the quarterback market is so unbelievably expensive right now
Sure, right. Sure,
because of
yeah.
names like Dak Prescott and Trevor Lawrence, who don't deserve the deals, getting the deals they got.
Right.
And we don't have the cap to pay. We do not have the room to pay.
For sure.
We have a young offense and an experienced veteran defense.
Mhm.
And I mean, we have experience on the offense too. I mean, Moose is going into year 5
Yeah.
already. So, like,
And
we have
DK, of
some
course.
experience on the offensive line. I think we have a healthy balance. Uh,
It's mostly
we have
young,
the
I would
offensive
say.
line. We'll keep it at that.
Okay, yeah. There are
Um,
players on the line. There are definitely guys
yeah,
there.
we have, yes, or we have enough players, right? With that being said, very, very quickly on the clock session, corner or quarterback at 21, who are you taking? Say Jackson Dart is available. Say Will Johnson is available. Who are you taking?
um, just out of quarterback and cornerback, I would take. I'd have to go quarterback, but out of the two, I'm not even picking a quarterback. I want a defensive tackle. Um, round one. So, here's what I'll say, and I'll try
When
to
are
make
you
this.
drafting a quarterback, Elijah?
Round three, if Will Howard is there, and if not,
When
then
are
I'm
you
waiting.
drafting a corner, Elijah?
Cornerback, I would go round four. I'm not worried about the corners, honestly, on our
When are
team.
you drafting a running back?
Uh, that's a great question. Either round one with
No,
and
because we're taking a
that's the
defensive
thing.
tackle round one.
That's the thing I hate about what we did is we we made moves, but now we're back to where we need a ton of things in the draft. So also I think I would go round four for a running back instead, and just take a late round corner, like fifth or something. Um,
My
but here's
ideal first 4 rounds is Jackson Dart. I want either Zy Alexander or Kobe Bryant in the third, and I want Ollie Gordon in the fourth.
okay. You don't want a defensive tackle at all.
I
If
think we
with
can
it,
draft
it's such a stacked defensive tackle class. Like the whole first
very
round, there could be about
extremely
five.
talented, extremely stacked group.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to miss on that because Cam
I
Hayward's on
think
his
you
second to
need
last
to
year.
give Benton the chance. I think he has proven himself enough.
Sure, but it's not even Benton. It's like we got Benton and we have Cam Hayward, but who else do we have? We got rid of Larry Ogunjobi. We have
But then, because he's an end, he's a run stopper. Great, draft a run stopper in the 5th or 6th round.
right,
I
but
don't think
I
that's
mean
something we need to address
I
in the
mean who
first round.
think about who we have though. We have
Think about the
Logan
scheme we play. You're not going to
Logan
get
Lee.
Benton, Hayward, and a rookie first rounder on the line at the same time.
Sure, but I mean last year we had Larry Ogunjobi when he wasn't I don't think he was hurt a little bit, but when he wasn't hurt,
A
he was in
lot.
there a lot as a
What did he
run.
do?
That's what I'm saying. We need somebody there. Now we don't have anybody. We have Logan Lee. So I just think that we go for a
So that's
defensive
what we
tackle.
do. We play a defensive tackle, an end, who acts as a semi-defensive tackle, or the defensive tackle acts as a semi-end, and then we have our 2 outside linebackers.
Yeah, but who do we have at the end to play inside and outside? That's my point. Logan Lee, DeMarvin Leal.
You draft a guy, but it's not a necessity in the first round.
Absolutely,
There
yes,
are
because
bigger holes in our roster than the defensive tackle position. There is
I
enough talent
disagree.
on our defense that can make up for the lack of in that position.
I absolutely disagree. I think defensive tackle because this year is there's so many good ones. This is the year you have to take a defensive tackle because you only get so many good ones of those. And I don't know that they even last that long. I mean, think about Sebastian Joseph Day. He was supposed to be really good when he went to the Chargers, and then he just fell off and hasn't done anything since. So
That's one
and
example. Tell me
yeah,
about the
I mean
Geno
that
Atkins. Tell me about the Kenny Clarks. Tell me about the
Jonathan
Texas
Allen,
Yankees.
Yeah, but he's still young though, and Kenny Clark is on the decline too. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, I would say they're on the decline. Um,
They're older. They're all 30 plus.
that's exactly my point though. It those are some great defensive tackles, and I feel like those are kind of rare. And I'm
I think this
saying,
draft class is going to be for a lot of teams, and it could come down to this for us, is draft the best available player.
sure,
Because there are
yeah.
so many. This
What do you
draft class
think?
is so weird, dude. There's either going to be
For
so
sure,
many Hall of Famers or so many busts. There's no in
for
between.
sure. What do you think? What's our top 5 priorities in the draft position?
Quarterback is absolutely one. I would say quarterback.
That's number 1 for you.
Yeah.
Like go. Okay, all right.
Corner.
Wow, I just don't.
Defensive
I don't
tackle.
think.
No, not to take away defensive tackle.
Okay.
Quarterback, cornerback, a defensive end, a offensive tackle, and a running back. I'd even put a running back at 3.
I'm
Or 4.
saying I'm going defensive tackle, running back, corner. No, defensive tackle, running back, quarterback, cornerback, and then maybe offensive line or even a safety. I might even try to take a safety. But those are what I want to see us draft this year.
Okay, so what quarterback room would you rather have? Mason Rudolph, let's say Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers, use your discretion, and Jackson Dart, or would you rather have Mason Rudolph, Aaron Rodgers, or Russell Wilson with your whatever discretion, and Will Howard?
Um, I would rather have Will Howard. And not that I don't think I'm not saying Will Howard is a better quarterback than Jackson Dart. I just don't want to draft so high for Jackson Dart, and because I feel like he's such a big question. Kenny Pickett was a big question. That's why he fell to the 20th pick. And I mean, Jackson Dart, sure he did. Oh, he did good in college, but I mean, college is a different sport than pro
Bo
football.
Nix is a big question, or was a
Sure,
big question.
sure, that's one
Michael
example.
Penix, Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson is garbage. That's not
That's
even
the
a good
lightweight.
example.
That's the AR I want on my team.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's too much of a question. If we want
Okay,
our
what do you do
future
if we
quarterback,
draft Shador?
I don't want Shador Sanders at all. That
Buddy,
would
if we
be
draft Shador Sanders, oh my goodness.
I will lose it, and that would be the one player in the entire draft if we draft at 21 that I will be very mad about. Any other player,
so tell me
I'm good
this,
with.
right?
Yeah.
What do you not like about Shador Sanders?
I don't want his personality. That's what I'm saying about Aaron Rodgers. I don't want the personality.
See, exactly. Right there. Exactly.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers is I still think he's capable of leading a team through the playoffs. I just don't want the personality because we got DK Metcalf and George Pickens. So that's and Darius Slay too. So that's literally the only reason why I wouldn't want him or Shador Sanders. I don't want Prime, anything to do with Prime Time and Coach Prime or Shiloh Sanders. I don't want anything to do with any of those, the Sanders.
I like Dion. I don't like this kid.
Yeah,
No.
I like them.
Like, whatever.
Yeah.
He'll be undrafted and go to whatever team drafts Shador.
Yeah, probably.
Please, the Browns, please draft him. Okay, so tell me this then.
Sure.
What are you doing if we draft Joe Milton at 21?
If we draft Joe Milton?
No, not Joe Milton. Jalen Milroe at 21.
Oh, I don't want him either. That's the second guy. I won't be as mad if we get him than I would be if we got Shador, but
that's the thing, right? If we end up drafting Jalen Milroe, what on earth was the point of not signing Fields?
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point.
Fired.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Jalen Milroe, and you can call me crazy, I think he's a second round at best quarterback.
That's not crazy at all. That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous.
I think Jackson Dart at best is a late first round, early second round quarterback. You can call me crazy for that too.
We are medium late first round.
Yeah. Um, I think Will Howard is at best a third round pick, late mid third round pick,
I think
and
Will Howard at best is a fourth round pick, at last is a sixth round.
okay, I would say anywhere from 3 to 7.
That combine
It was
was
bad. No, it was
bad.
bad.
It
But
was
keep
bad.
in mind, he was a national champion, and you know what happens to national champions? They're automatically good quarterbacks, according to the
Like
Vikings.
it's
So,
McCarthy is, yeah. So here's the other thing, though, right? Zach Wilson. He didn't win a national championship. Had a really, really good throw with no NFL caliber,
sure.
defensive lineman running at him. Chucked the
Yeah,
ball downfield. It was a great throw. Got him drafted. What was it, second overall?
yeah. That's my exact point with Jackson Dart. He had a good pro day or whatever, but I mean, I, I don't think
You
he's
take away
all
all
that.
that, right? Take away whatever anybody else has. This is this year's draft class. This is this year's Jackson Dart.
Sure, I
You are
still think
sitting at
he's
21.
yeah.
You have a phone in front of you, and your clock is ticking down. Who are you taking?
What if the clock is ticking down? I'm taking I'm hoping Grant is still there from the defensive tackle from Michigan. I think his last name's Grant. Um, I want a defensive
Graham, I
tackle.
think. I think it
Or-
might be Mason Graham.
oh, that's what it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm taking him there. If he's there, he might not last. Um, but I don't. I genuinely don't think we need a first round quarterback because I want to
I
see what Mason
genuinely
Rudolph
think
can
you're
do.
crazy.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I get that, but
Genuinely do think you're crazy.
I just don't think that Jackson Dart is our franchise quarterback. He might be. I think he can do good, but I don't
Is
want to
Aaron
risk
Rodgers
that.
our franchise quarterback?
No, he's not.
Is Russell Wilson our franchise quarterback?
No.
Is
Mason
Mason
Rudolph's not
Rudolph
our.
our franchise
No,
quarterback?
I mean he could be. I think actually he could be, but
Okay. Is Skylar
um,
Thompson our first round quarterback?
no,
Or our franchise quarterback?
no.
Then tell me why on earth you would not go find yourself a franchise quarterback.
Because I would rather wait till there's a better draft class in
And
quarterbacks.
that terms over. Okay, why would you do that? Why would you bring in a DK Metcalf? Why would you try to keep depth and bring in veteran presences on that defense to try to stay relevant? Just to tank and try to draft Arch Manning, who I wouldn't even say is any better than what Jackson Dart has done in college. Arch Manning hasn't even proved himself.
Oh, yeah, sure, but I mean he has a chance to prove himself this year.
Okay,
Um,
buddy, if his name is freaking, I don't know, Jeremy Fitzgerald,
no, you're right. You're right. I
he's a
wouldn't say
third
the
round
same
pick.
thing. But
Fourth round pick.
his last name is Manning, so I feel like I would rather have a Manning on my team than Gerald, whatever the heck you said his name is.
You're making me lose brain cells over here, dude.
I'm just
Make
telling you what I think. You have your opinions, I have mine. I just don't think Jackson Dart is necessary in the first round. You can get Will Howard. There's other quarterbacks. I don't remember their names off the top of my head, but there are other quarterbacks who had good combines, and they're probably fifth round picks. And I mean, look at Brock Purdy and look at Tom Brady. Some of the best, well, not Brock Purdy. Tom Brady is the best quarterback of all time, and he was drafted in the sixth round. Um, and my point
Why are we
is,
still using the past as a crutch? The Steelers need to get out of the past. That's what it keeps on getting us in this cycle of over
yeah,
500
but
losing the playoffs.
if you don't think about the past, like the Steelers' past first round picks have all been terrible for the past 5 years, and one of the reasons was because they reached on Kenny Pickett. So I feel like you'd be
The risk
stupid
was
to
he wasn't going to be available in the next round.
sure, yeah, but then again, there were other quarterbacks that they could have taken too.
Okay,
Um,
so you don't draft Kenny, you're not getting Fryermuth in the second then, you know?
yeah, you're right, but they could have got. I mean, there were some good players in that first round of the draft, like
We took a
Olave,
risk on
Garrett
Kenny.
Wilson. Yeah,
We did
we
not
did
succeed.
that. Yeah,
We
and I
did
don't
not
see why.
help him out with the wide receiver core. I mean, he had okay one. We traded some away. He did not want to compete for a job, and we did not give him a offensive coordinator with a brain.
Sure.
Right? We trade him away. We decide to move on. We bring in a Super Bowl winning quarterback. We bring in a high potential, high athleticism quarterback. Both played okay. Don't do anything with it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you telling me that is against taking a risk on Jackson Dart?
Because there are other holes to fill in our team. And so I would way rather have a hole filled than just having another quarterback that maybe will get us 9-8 into a first round exit. I'd rather have a defensive tackle who can stop the run so that our defense doesn't suck. And then I would rather have a running back because I don't believe that Jalen Warden will stay healthy throughout a whole entire season. And I don't know that Kenneth Gainwell, is a great option for running back 1. So I'd rather have a running back. I'd rather have a defensive tackle. I'd rather have honestly, I'm not even worried about cornerback. Quarterback is my third option, and we can go to the third round or the fourth round to get a quarterback. And I stand by that. And yeah,
you're crazy.
Because I think my opinion is that I would have Mason Rudolph start this whole entire season. So
and do what?
Bring us 9-8 and go to the playoffs like we do every year.
And what quarterback are we going to draft next year at pick 1924?
If we draft somebody this year and they sit behind a quarterback, maybe that we can play them next year.
What quarterback are they going to sit behind?
Mason Rudolph.
What rookie drafted in the first round could not compete with Mason Rudolph in preseason?
Jackson Dart, probably. He probably could not. I don't know. You're stuck on Jackson Dart. I'm telling you, I don't want Jackson Dart.
Compete with Mason Rudolph.
Yes,
Cam Rising, Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, they're good. They're late round guys. We can get them. They might be good.
They are not late round guys that I.
They are too. Dylan Gabriel, 100%. I'm pretty sure he's projected like 5th at best. And who was the other guy?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Levi Jenkins alongside here with Elijah Coer. We're picking back up next week. I want a 7-round mock draft done.
Bet.
I'll have it. You have it. I'm sure DJ will.
Of just the Steelers?
Hopefully. Yeah, I want Steelers.
Sure.
We're not leaving this conversation. We're picking up next week. We'll see you next week. My goodness. Wow. Thanks for listening.
Peace.